you're having trouble managing your food in Manor Lord, and that's you and every other person playing the game. No problem. There are many solutions. One of my other videos, I've tackled a way of doing it through food. However, understandably so, people want to do farming. So let's do farming. It's not the easiest thing to understand and get the hang of in this game. That said, it comes with some nuances that we can deal with and will make the best possible farming production facility. Let's start with the basics. Farming comes with a variety of things. You can plant seeds and they will grow in designated areas. You have four main farming. You have wheat, you have rye, barley, and flax. And as you can see over here right now, there are different colored areas on the map. What do these mean? Well, wherever you see a plus, that is a bonus to farming on a specific thing. Right now we're looking at flax. This area, this orange area, that is where you get small bonuses. Yellow, bigger bonuses. Green, incredibly good bonuses. Now, to farm, you need to spawn in one of the few regions that has very good farming bonuses. As you can see, not all regions are the same. There are some red regions, there are some green regions, and there are some in between. Luckily for me, I spawned in one which is essentially a farming region, and it has a lot of benefits to farming. After you do this, you need to start thinking. Should I go into the farming tree? No, you do not need to go into the farming tree. It will give you nice bonuses to have, such as fertilization, which makes incredibly, it's in the name, it makes farms become much better in terms of regaining their fertility. You get irrigation if there are droughts, weather storms, they are fantastic, it helps. And there's rye cultivation where you don't need wheat. Rye can be something that you sow, and rye is more resilient, hence it has better fertility. But you do not even need this. You can go into other things, as I am going into here, and I will eventually spec into these as I see fit. Now, why don't you need these? Well, farms function in a specific manner. You have farmers that are designated to a farmhouse, and you can dictate a little known feature, the area of the farm. With advanced features such as this, you can dictate where the farmers will go, which areas they will work on, and hence limit their movement. If you do not do this, you will have a farmhouse over this side, a field over here, and they will go to work on a field in this corner. For example, if I was to build a small field over here, you would have farmers running all the fucking way across the map to go and work on that field, removing the effectiveness of the farmers. Now, for some reason, the logic of the farms is that when one farm is being targeted, all the farmers in that region will target that farm to the best of their ability. For example, see these farmers over here? They have crossed the entire freaking map, running from one side to the other to work on the farms. So what shall we do? We shall limit them to this area. They will prioritize this area above everything else, but of course that is not always going to be the case in the terms that they forgot to harvest this one. That is not always going to provide them the best results. Following that, you have crop rotation. Crop rotation is going to be your best friend. As you can see, I have many farms, but I am not working every single farm. With fertilizer, this will come in handy because you will be able to essentially farm twice every 3 years rather than once every 3 years. But the way I like to do it is I have farms that have different resources every other year, and they just collect those fields. So year 1 they will work on field 1, year 2 they will work on field 2, and year 3 they will work on field 3. The question on your lips, I hear you say, is, Linksy, why the hell are your farms so small? You can have gigantic farms. You can literally have farms that cover half or the entire region. This is not good. This is not great. Why? Well, you're gonna have problems with this, right? They're gonna take forever to farm that, to organize it, to work on it. Even if you have the oxen, the heavy plow, that's not gonna work. If you want the heavy plow, I do recommend having a long farm and tin. That way the ox will be able to work better. Now, length and width are really important. The ox will always go from left to right or right to left, but will not go up and down. So having upward sided rectangles, the north of the map, will be very ineffective with oxen. What I like to do, and I found to be the most effective possible in this situation, is farms that are around 1.5 times larger than the farmhouse itself. So you have all of these small little farms dotting around the countryside, splitting them up. As they work on them, it is really much easier. You will see that they will start collecting the resources from the outside or the middle and put all the wheat or resources in the middle. Someone will come with a cart, they will pile it up, and it will go back. They won't have multiple trips, they'll just do one trip, one field, then they pop over to the next field. Once they get to the farmhouse, rinse and repeat, and they are able to manage all of their farms. Finally, you need to think production. Production is really important. I have one singular road that leads to the windmills, which are very productive. As you can see, they're all milling a lot of flour from the grain. Then you have the ovens right next to it, and right now my granary is up here. Not the most ideal of places to leave the granary, but it does collect the grain from there up this road. Now my plan is to have another granary or two up in this way, so this is centralized and it is well organized. And finally, you have the markets, which are all centered at the center of the town, dealing with almost all of the townspeople. If I look over here, everyone's eating bread because there is an abundance of bread. You can see it's in December, we're still processing the wheat that we got, but we have a lot of grain, a lot of flour, and a crap ton of bread. Eggs are something that I have a byproduct of my insane number of egg and vegetable farms that I built, because I was essentially thriving on eggs and vegetables with a little bit of meat and berries for all of the early stage of the game. As I am now moving into the mid to late game, I had to rely on that. Interestingly is that resources are devoured in this strategic way. You get meat, vegetables, berries, bread, eggs, apples and honey, and the villagers will prefer food in that manner. They will first look for meat and vegetables, then berries, and if they don't find berries, they go for bread. Meaning that you see a large number of eggs and not so much bread is because there's so much bread going around that they are eating that above the eggs. And we have, I mean, a lot of food. 10 months of food for 142, 43 families going on right now. Fuel is another issue, but fuel wise we have charcoal plains going on, and I do think that I only have one wood gutter lodge, so I probably should be fixing that just about now. I'll put a couple of these bad boys down. But yes, that is essentially it. That is farming in a nutshell. Hope you find this video useful. If you do like the video and you're still watching, you're one of those champs, please do click the subscribe button. I'm here to create content for you guys, and tell me what you guys are struggling with. Tell me what sort of builds you have been building. Join the Discord and post your screenshots there, and let's have a chat about Manor Lord. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a lovely time, and I'll see you again shortly. Goodbye.